Boys, guess what? Real Madrid just lost against Celta de Vigo. 2 goals to nil at the Santiago Bernabeu at their own backyard. They pretty much got destroyed. They got kind of humiliated, to be honest. It was a proper disaster class, a proper one of those matches that I think any other day gets your manager sacked. It really was one of those games where you could see that they were out of control. Nothing really worked for them, and all of the players were just doing whatever they thought was best. I think none of them were following the tactics. No, none of them were, on point. It was all over the place. Really, Real Madrid were just real bad. It was a proper hate watch, and I kind of fell asleep at the start of the game. I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep over the first half of the game. As soon as I opened my app, I saw the lineup and I realized something. I was like, it's very weird for me to see Álvaro Carreras and Fran Garcia together. This is what I saw, Álvaro Carreras and Fran Garcia together, both left backs. And I was like, okay, this is going to be very weird. This is going to be an interesting game. And I kind of was watching the first few minutes, fell asleep. And then I woke up for the second half. And in that second half, everything happened. But thankfully, I missed that first half, that nothing really went going on. But when you really look at this, those two players end up getting the red cards. It tells me that something was wrong with that area of the field. And oh boy, that was the case. It doesn't really take a mastermind, a genius, an ex-pro footballer, manager, World Cup winner like in Xabi Alonso to realize that was going to be an issue. And that's where it transcribed, really. All of the issues from Real Madrid really stem from that area of the field. And you got the first red card to Álvaro Carreras, then the second one to Fran Garcia, or was it the other way around? I think first Fran Garcia, and then it was Álvaro Carreras. And then that's what happened, right? Of course, very childish behavior from, I think, all Real Madrid players. I think it was yellow cards galore flying everywhere. You could see that none of them really, everything was not really going their way for Real Madrid today. I mean, even Eder Militao got injured. It was one of those games as well where I think the stature of the club of someone like Real Madrid really got into their head, and they kind of forgot a little bit of what they were playing at, and the referee really didn't know how to control the game after that. I think after the first yellow card that was here around the 62nd minute from Jude Bellingham, everything, as you can see, everything was just problem after problem. It was Fran Garcia, the first foul. Minute later, there was the second yellow card. And then the same with Álvaro Carreras. You could just see the 2 yellow cards back to back. Valverde got another yellow card. Rodrigo got a yellow card. You could see that even one of the technicians, coach, whatever you want to call it, in the bench got a yellow card. I think Endrick got a yellow card as well. Everyone got a yellow card in this game. Did you get a yellow card in this game? I haven't got mine yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a yellow card as well. But everybody got a yellow card in this game, and I don't know. I think even you could just see how Real Madrid were off this game. There was an opportunity for Kylian Mbappe at the end of the game, and he decided to chip the goalkeeper instead of just normally score, and ended hitting the crossbar, and that tells you everything you need to know. It's one of those games that everything goes wrong, and your decision making, everything goes off plan. And I think that's what happened with Real Madrid today, and Barcelona now sit 4 points at the top of the La Liga table. It's honestly quite surprising, because this is a quite an easy, accessible game for someone like Real Madrid to win. And I'm just honestly very, very surprised how this could have gone so wrong for someone like Xabi Alonso, so fast as well. I think that Xabi Alonso is a good manager, and I find it sometimes you could just see how no matter the level of player you are, managing big dressing rooms, managing people with huge egos, is still always going to be a very big of an ask, and it's a very, very difficult thing at the end of the day. And I think that here we see that for Xabi Alonso, it's gonna be a problem. Every single thing that Real Madrid today was very childish. I think that everything just showcased the type of club and players that they have. Like the yellow card from Jude Bellingham re-entering the field without the permission of the goalkeeper. That's the rules. That's very simple. I mean, you're still new. You're playing against Celta Vigo. This is not a Champions League final, and even in the Champions League final, I don't think anybody would do that. And Jude Bellingham just enters the field without the permission of the referee. Um, Crazy childish behavior like that is things that I will never quite understand from Real Madrid players. The thing about Mbappe that I mentioned recently, the double fouls from someone like Fran Garcia makes absolutely no sense as well. And it makes me so happy that I'm just simply not part of that club. It really makes me happy that I'm not part of that club. Seeing how this club behaves, seeing what happens, is just so crazy. But anyhow, Barcelona are now just top of La Liga, or top of La Liga with 4 points. I want to see. I want to see the table of La Liga. I want to show it to you. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see if I can pull that up. So, this is the table of La Liga. Barcelona sit at the top with 16 games played, and points are right here. So 40 points for Barcelona. Real Madrid have 36. Villarreal have 35. And let's remember that Atletico Madrid lost to a goal from Alex Berenguer against Athletic Bilbao. So Atletico Madrid also lost. So Barcelona right now are 4 points off Real Madrid, 5 points out of Villarreal, and 9 points from Atletico Madrid. A Barcelona team that just are, I'm going to say it, I think we're just above average. And at that, like if average is being a 6 or 5 out of 10, Barcelona barely scraped the 6.8 or 7. So Barcelona are doing just the regular bare minimum, and we are still above the rest of the teams in Spain right now. La Liga, to be honest, is not in the best of places at the moment. I saw a video from Sky Sports where we're just debating, like, they're just debating the 11s of players between La Liga and Spain, and you could just see that there are not that many players from La Liga playing in the best 11 compared to the Premier League. And you see, just talking about Real Madrid gets me tired. But it's lonely at the top, and Real Madrid have Manchester City next. And I don't know whether Man City can actually smash them. I think it's going to be maybe a make or break game. This could be a game where Real Madrid go there and do a snatch and grab, I mean, it's at the Bernabeu, but it's not as quite a snatch and grab if you play at your own stadium. But you know what I mean? Like, they could just go there, win, and sort of return back to this form. But they just have not been playing good. I mean, 3 draws in the bounce. They drew. Let's see that form. Let me see that form, Real Madrid. Let me see that form. So they lost against Celta Vigo. They drew against Bilbao. It's below my camera. They drew against Girona. They won against Olympiacos, so that's in the Champions League, and they drew against Elche and they drew against Rayo Vallecano, and then they lost against Anfield in the Champions League. So it isn't the best in all competitions. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 7 games, they've only won 2. They've drawn 3 and lost the other 2. So fairly equal, fairly balanced. But for a team for Real Madrid, as you can see, it's not good enough to stay at the top. I think the one thing for Barcelona, and even me saying it, we have not been scoring as many goals as we've had last season, because you can see the table on the right and look at Barcelona with 47 goals scored and 20 conceded. And I feel we haven't scored that many goals, but look, we're still 15 goals more than Real Madrid. That's insane. That's honestly quite a lot. And only 1 draw and 2 losses. So that's very good for us at Barcelona. I think that now Real Madrid, and even for the next La Liga game, they're going to have a huge trouble. they're gonna have massive trouble because let's go to their defense. So Rudiger, I didn't know what he didn't play. Militao is gonna be injured for the next game because he came out of an injury with this one. Asensio is probably gonna play. Carreras has a red card and Fran Garcia has a red card. So they're probably gonna play next game with Juan Martinez that I've never heard in my freaking life and Raúl Asensio as a main pinner back sharing if Antonio Rudiger doesn't come back healthy, and no left back. So yeah, Barcelona really has a good opportunity here to continue that strong form and trying to win La Liga in the best way possible. But this is looking quite nice. It's looking quite nice for Barcelona at the top, to be honest. So Barcelona, you can go ahead and do this. This is the moment. I keep saying it. This is the moment where you need to continue. Like when a team like it's like this is where you need to pounce. When Real Madrid is not doing good, you need to pounce. When they're on the floor, hurt, humiliated by their own actions, you need to pounce. You need to do your own work. You need to do it right, and you need to win. So we have Frankfurt in the midweek. Win that game, then win La Liga, and then go to whatever you need to do. But that's the first steps. Real Madrid, they will solve whatever they have to solve, but they won't ever stay like this, I don't think, for the rest of the season. The last season I've seen Real Madrid be bad consistently, like bad throughout the entirety of the season, like on a consistent basis, was that season with Santiago Solari. And I don't know whether that's going to be the case this season. I think Xabi Alonso is better than Solari as a manager, and he'll probably find an answer to that. And I think that Xabi Alonso is as a manager that will sort of be pragmatic if he has to. I think he will go to a back five and play Chouameni as a libero if he actually needs to. He strikes me as that sort of manager that he doesn't really care about his prestige, pedigree, or whatever. He'll just do whatever he needs to win. That's one thing that I think Xabi Alonso, it's good about him. So yeah, we'll see how everything develops. But Barcelona right now, 4 points at the top. Tell me this isn't the best day of your life. And I'm gonna leave you there, guys. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.